Namaste. Welcome to 12th part of our 100 Ramanuja Refutation series. Today we unravel a subtle yet critical misinterpretation of Ramanuja in his Gita Bhashya, focusing on Bhagavad Gita 2.46. How one crucial word of the verse, which is Vijanatah, the knower of Brahman, is neglected by Ramanuja. Prepare to witness how Sri Vaisnava doctrine's fixation on afterlife liberation stands refuted by Bhagavan Krishna's own words. Let's begin by looking at the verse. Yavan artha udapane sarvatas samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. Here Bhagavan Krishna gives an example. What use has a small water body got when one is seeing water everywhere? In the same way, when one appreciates Brahman as everything, which includes oneself, then what use has this person got of any karma, of any actions or pursuits? Notice with the analogy here, who is compared is the knower of Brahman, Brahmanasya Vijanatah Purushasya, doesn't require to do anything anymore in order to be fulfilled. The emphasis is on the word Vijanatah, the person who knows Brahman, and not one who goes to Vaikuntham, one who sees the deity Vishnu, or not someone who's promised Vaikuntham. Now here is a turning point. Vijanatah means the knower, one who has understood that Brahman as their own self here and now, which was actually revealed in the previous section of the same chapter, from 2.11 to 2.30. Atma nityaha sarvagataha achalaha sanatanaha yena sarvamidam tatam avinashi ityadi, pointing out Brahman. So one who has understood Atma to be Brahman, Vijanataha, that's the person addressed by this verse 246. When this recognition takes place in a person, Vijanatah Purushasya, karmas are resolved. Then no pursuit stands real, no karma stands real in the recognition of absolute. And this is the direct meaning of Bhagavan Krishna, and which is also going to come later. Sarvam karma akhilam partha jnane parisamapyate. In the wake of knowledge, all karmas are destroyed. And this indeed is in keeping with the vision of Upanishads, which declare Tasmin paravare brahmani drishte sati kshiyante chasya karmani. All karmas are gone when one recognizes Brahman. Mundaka Upanishad, Atharva Veda. But what does Ramanuja do here? He quietly shifts the discourse. Ramanuja's Bhashya is committed to the doctrine of Pancharatra, where they say one gains liberation only after death in Vaikuntham, by seeing Vishnu and reaching Vaikuntham. For Ramanuja, liberation is a post-mortem promise and not a living reality. He ignores, dodges and downplays the word Vijanataha. Let's be clear. In 2.46 Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna doesn't say Sri Mahavishnu Pashyataha, Vaikuntham Gacchataha, one who goes to Vaikuntha, one who sees the deity called Vishnu. But instead, Bhagavan Krishna says Brahmanasya Vijanataha, but one who knows Brahman. It explicitly says one who knows. This is not a mere oversight but a fundamental philosophical dodge by Ramanuja, because the implication of Vijanataha is devastating for the Sri Vaisnava doctrine. If knowledge of Brahman is the direct means for liberation, as Bhagavan Krishna insists, then all rituals, sacrifices, all other pursuits, which includes post-death journeys to any lokas, even to Vaikuntha, even upon seeing a deity called Vishnu, they all are secondary and even irrelevant to the liberated knower. Ramanuja, bound to the dualistic vision of afterlife attainment and stereological exclusivity, must ignore what this verse actually says, that is, knowledge alone is a means for liberation and not karma, which actually is in line with what the Veda says, na karmana na prajaya tanena. By focusing on Vaikuntham and the darshan of Vishnu, Ramanuja effectively rules out the living liberation. In fact, spirituality is pursuit of liberation here and now, and that very spirituality is negated by the sectarians. Now let's refer to Ramanuja's commentary here on this verse. Evam sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha vaidikasya mumukshoho yadeva moksha sadhanam tadeva upadeyam na anyata. Whatever is the direct means for moksha, that has to be picked up by someone who wants moksha, not anything else. But if you see clearly, when Bhagavan Krishna says brahmanasya vijanataha, that moksha sadhana as knowledge has already been revealed. But see what is omitted. Does Ramanuja ever confirm Jivanmukti, a liberation while alive, which actually is taught by Bhagavan Krishna? Bhagavan Krishna says knowledge alone liberates immediately. Vijanatah, the knower of Brahman, and not the seeker of Vaikuntham, not the performer of rituals, not the one chasing after death promises. The knower of limitless Brahman attains limitless here and now. Ramanuja's Gita Bhashya, bound by institutional doctrine, dodges the direct meaning. The example of water and a small water body in 2.46 exposes the poverty of afterlife liberation only approach and reasserts the luminous core of Vedanta: know Brahman and be free. Om Tat Sat.